9 a.m., Ouro Preto, Brazil. The town is moving slowly beneath us as the sun quickly warms the mountain region. As everyone begins their daily business, you can probably guess what we're about to do for the day. That's right, we're back in Mariana to dig, and this time, we've brought friends. For our return to Brazil, we've brought along a group of 8 others to travel with us and experience what we get to do on our international journeys. The first stop for our travelers is an introduction to the iron-heavy mining for Imperial Topaz specimens in the Mariana pit we first visited in 2022. The day is only getting hotter and brighter, and a group of local miners, or garimpeiros, are already excavating possible pay dirt in the shade of one of the larger mounds.
Alright, what are we doing here again?
Alright, today we're just outside of Ouro Preto looking for the topaz. The Imperial Topaz is world famous from here.
If you watched our first Brazil series, you're probably familiar with the reddish-orange specimens of topaz that are endemic to this area. It's a unique color variation caused by the mass amounts of iron within this region of Minas Gerais, forming a long belt of topaz deposits between Mariana and further west. Other specimens of quartz, hematite, and iron derivatives can also be found scattered in large quantities throughout the open-air pit. As you can see, deeper into the pit we travel, the redder the dirt becomes, indicating the high iron oxide content present in the soil.
I don't actually know why the topaz formed here. It's one of the few places on Earth we can't geologically tell you why it formed here.
So, are we looking for the hematite or the quartz deposits? What's the topaz
You
going?
certainly can. The topaz is much more red.
Okay, but does it grow on the quartz or near it, or?
It just falls out like the quartz.
Okay.
You find a little pocket of them, you'll probably find a few. Okay. We're gonna find a few.
Ouro Preto and Mariana are in the southeast part of the Quadrilatero Ferifero, or the Iron Quadrangle, an area of 7,000 kilometers that has produced a significant amount of hematite and ytterbitic ores, gold, diamonds, and lots of gem materials. And every strike of the rock hammer reminds us of the great potential for discovery in the red dirt.
There are only 2 active mines out here right now. One owned by an American, and one owned by a Brazilian. Neither one of them are accessible to the public. This area is mined strictly by the local Brazilians, hoping to make their fortune. While you're out here mining, absolutely everything ends up covered in glitter. In fact, I haven't even gotten it all out of my bag from 2 years ago. It's all of this hematite. Hematite is staining the ground here and makes every single swing of the hammer release glitter into the air. It's the only thing that got it all off of me last time.
I like these boots.
Our little party quickly discovers that all that hematite, quartz, and dirt make for very rough rockhounding, as it obscures the small crystal specimens we're hunting for, while the local topaz dealers and garimpeiros watch on.
You can see the local miners start to close in as you get close to areas that they're concerned with. This is still how they're making their living.
As with all mining and rockhounding ventures, finding and collecting what you're looking for isn't always a guarantee. The garimpeiros go out every day to dig for the topaz for hours on end, but there's no surefire way to hit pay dirt. You just gotta keep on digging for it.
But did you find topaz?
I am the pack mule for this video.
Right? asking me how to find them. There's not a good way to find them. They're just found in pockets, and they're not even sure why they're out here.
Yeah, it's if you read professional literature on this deposit, it's an anomalous deposit. You understand that you understand the geology of it. It's just weird. You have iron and topaz. It's fun though.
The quartz specimens we come across are a healthy spectrum of optically clear and starkly opaque, most of which are iron stained or similarly colored from within by yellow iron deposits. It'll be a little pyrite cube.
So a little nodule, a couple of pieces of neat quartz. The moment this goes into my backpack, that hematite is not coming out.
The way that they're finding the topaz, they're free floating in the rock. So we're breaking stuff apart soft so we don't break them. And hopefully they're free floating on the inside.
So this is the slick inside, and this is where two or crack in the ground, not necessarily like an earthquake fault, but a fault, and it was grinding against the two pieces ground against each other, and polishes the faces of those two where they make contact. So it's basically a hematite slick inside.
Well, there's a couple of things that tell me we're at least in the right spot. We're making all of them nervous. We're finding stuff that actually just comes out.
Okay.
Break them open, yeah, see, and they just fall out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, now I just want a topaz to
I'm
do
still
that.
baffled that that is a topaz and not, a quartz and not a topaz. So cool. It's not a quartz.
Oh.
I thought it was a topaz at first.
I found a few of those where I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I found it. No.
Yeah.
No,
It's just a quartz.
Same hardness.
Hey, and it's quartz.
Alright, my turn for just a second. So just to illustrate how difficult it is to find topaz in this particular location, this is some very, very pretty quartz. Yellowish, orangish, but all of that down there, this little ridge that I'm standing on, that is all crushed quartz. It's all broken up, and it's all, you can probably see it in the reflection of the light, but there is a considerable amount of quartz all over the place in this mine. So kind of hard to find topaz in all that stuff when it all looks the same.
I break away from the group for a minute to explore, observing the work of decades of digging and weathering from rainfall that have carved the trenches of this mine.
The ground here is so impregnated with iron that even the little spider webs are covered in that fine hematite.
It's been about 3 hours now, and though everybody is thoroughly dirt-caked and sweaty, everybody's found at least a little something that they want to go home with.
How do you feel about the work today?
It is a lot of hard work. But we have found some really cool quartz clusters.
You can't dig up the perfect specimen every trip, and sometimes you don't even find what you're hunting for. But honestly, it's the peace of mind and the dirt you bring home with you that makes the most of rockhounding.